That's really weird. I just filmed the whole thing, but then it said that it failed to upload, so I guess I'll try again. It's significantly warmer today. I'm wearing a t-shirt and all that. I had to change it to 3 minutes, but I remember to do it this time. And there was like a bell or something, but I don't know what that was. But anyway, I'll try and say everything that I said again. So first off, I forgot to mention in episode 1 that I always thought that Neo looked up Akiyama in the library, which I think she does in the J-drama, but not in the manga actually. She does do it in her room. Like, I think like a lot of people say that the Liar Game manga art style isn't necessarily bad, but isn't like on par with like Usagi and stuff like that, which I haven't read yet. I'm thinking of maybe doing like something like this, but like actually like reading it for the first time. But like, in Liar Game, like all the walls are just like blank white and all that, and like so it's kind of hard to tell like where this is happening. Like at the end of chapter 2, which I thought that episode 1 of the anime would end with Neo declaring war, but I think it is kind of nice to have it be like the least cliffhangery episode so far anyway, because like it's kind of like almost like a conclusion. It's like, okay, this is what the show is going to be. Watch more if you want. I always thought that at the end of chapter 2, when she's declaring war, that she was literally standing in Fujisawa's house, but I guess not. Like I thought that she was like standing in his kitchen when he came home, but no, she's just outside, which makes sense because since Fujisawa, he would probably freak out more if that was actually happening, since he hid the money in his house, as it's revealed later. There were quite a few things that like they cut, like they don't have Akiyama smoking a cigarette, but they'll later have Fukunaga smoking cigarettes, smoking tons of cigarettes in a little plate, which I guess like because she's kind of meant to be evil at this point in the story. I don't know. There are also quite a few things that are different. Like, I once saw someone say that, like, oh, they blew all the budget on Fujisawa's expressions, which, but, like, they don't have him sticking his tongue out when he says, like, I care. And, like they even, like, cut off the mouth, but you can still tell that he's not sticking his tongue out, so it's kind of weird. I think it was a mistake to, like, cut out a significant part of his backstory, because in the manga, he makes it a lot more clear that, like, he was treated unfairly, and, like, he says, like, coworkers, like, jumped on it and jumped on the bandwagon, and like spread half truths about him. But in the anime, it kind of sounds like he did something wrong. Like, I think it's just meant to be that he technically was taking bribery, but it's like kind of strange because it kind of sounds like the way that he says like they snitched on me, and then he says like my family left me, which is like such a tonal whiplash, because it kind of sounds like, oh, like it sounds like you kind of did something a little bit sketchy there, and then my family left me is just like, whoa, wait, what? That's a little bit extreme. I think it was pretty sweet to like end episode 1 where it did, because like I forget, like in the manga they're on a train and it doesn't really feel that sweet because it's not even the last page of the chapter, but the music like really does help. And the fact that they're on a bridge with like a sunset, or maybe it's the sunrise. I know it's the sunset because like the previous scene was during the day. I kind of forget that Akiyama says stuff like that. Like, like people will say like, oh, in the anime it's goofy when Neo just declares war and runs off, but she does it in the manga and the J drama too. Like it's meant to be cute.